Alright, welcome. In this short video, we're going to talk about how firms maximize their profit. As you remember, we're trying to make a simple model for firms, so though a real firm might have a lot of different goals it might be trying to pursue, we're going to assume that all the firms we model in this class are just trying to maximize their profit. So in short, we can say the goal is maximize pi. And remember, the pi is short for profit. In this class, we would use p. Ideally, we could use p, but we already used that for price, so we use the Greek p. The second thing I want to note is, even though often you could write just pi, I'm going to put parentheses q here to indicate that this profit is a function of the quantity. And it's really, that's the only thing you really need to choose to determine your profit. So when we say maximize profit, what we're really trying to ask is, what quantity should I pick in order to maximize profit? So the answer of how do I maximize profit is really, how do I choose the right quantity? And the rule basically is, as you've seen in class, MR equals MC. And the book just writes it as the way I have it written here, MR equals MC. But what I like to write is MR parentheses Q equals MC parentheses Q to indicate that both of these are a function of quantity, at least in principle. For some firms, the marginal revenue will just be a fixed amount, say $5 per unit. But in principle, both of them are quantities of Q. So what this equation really says is not something about the marginal revenue or about the marginal quantity. It says implicitly that you're going to pick the quantity so that MR equals MC. Because remember, all you really get to do when you're trying to maximize profit is to choose a quantity, and you want to choose that quantity to maximize profit. So this is a rule not about setting MR equal to MC or something like that. You want to think of it as a rule for choosing the quantity. And I put the little star asterisk there to just indicate that this is at your optimal quantity. MR will equal MC at your profit maximizing equilibrium Q star. Finally, we can think about why this rule works, and basically it's because, suppose you're at a situation like right here, where we have MR up here, and in some blue, I'm indicating, and MC down here, also in blue. If I produce this unit, I'm going to get more revenue, extra revenue, marginal revenue, than I'm paying in extra or marginal costs. So I'm going to make a profit equal to whatever this height is here, right? So I can fill in that as like my extra profit. And as long as MR is above MC, that'll be true. So I really don't want to stop producing at a situation like I am here, or if I produced up to this point, I would get all this profit that I'm shading in blue, but I could keep going. So I don't want to just stop here where MR is greater than MC. I want to keep going at least until this point here, and I'll denote that Q star, and then I could consider even going further, and I could produce more, but then I'd be paying a cost, like right here in red, that's above my revenue, so I basically just lose money, an amount of money equal to the red area, and if I kept going even more and more beyond that, I would just keep losing more and more money, so that would be a terrible idea. So you don't want to stop production when MR is equal to or greater than MC, because then you've missed out on opportunities to make more money. At the same time, you don't want to stop when MC is greater than MR. You never should have produced that stuff, and thus it's optimal to stop when MR equals MC. Which is our golden rule for choosing quantity. So that's really all you need to know about profit maximization. Hopefully this video helped, and you can continue watching the playlist to discuss other relevant topics.